Hey everyone, thanks for joining me on What's in the Box. Today we'll be taking a look at NECA's newly released Toony Terror set of Jack and Kessler Wolf from American Werewolf in London. It's been a while since I reviewed some Toony Terrors for you, and I'm really looking forward to it, so stick around. So here we have both figures out of the box. As per usual, the Toony Terrors line is simply horror figures in cartoon form. You're not looking for a massive amount of details. You're looking for simplified details and a solid little figure for what they are, which is really just Scooby-Doo cartoons in horror form, as I said. Now, what we'll do is start with Jack. And in the film, Jack progressed in decay over several moments. He first appeared to David in the hospital as a fresh kill with his throat ripped out. And as he went on, just before he turned to a wolf, he got a little more decayed. His skin was starting to petrify, I guess you would say. And then eventually by the theater scene, he was mostly a skeleton. With a patch of skin. So this is, I believe, representing his last and final form in the movie. What you have in the figure here is sort of this skeletal look, sort of flared, messed up hair, a torn jacket, and splattered pants and boots. As far as the face goes, it's got a nice little paint app with a patch of skin and some dried blood. The hair's done real well. It seems to be one solid brown color with some lighter brown highlights. As for the jacket, solid green color, but with a lot of little torn up pieces because he was attacked at the start of the film by the original werewolf. The blood there is both dried and fresh. The dried blood is more of a brown color. The red blood is obviously red and new. You get a few splatters of blood throughout his pants and his boots. The pants are a nice denim color. They have rolled cuffs. If you lived through the 80s, you know rolled cuffs was very much a thing of that decade. And then you have some nice brown hiking boots with dark brown soles. All done fairly well. As far as articulation goes, you have two joints at the shoulders. And then you have two joints at the wrists. And you have what is probably a ball joint in the neck. Now the problem with mine is it's so stiff, I'm afraid of just snapping the head right off the body. So be aware of that when you are moving this figure around. You could do some of the typical heat and boil type stuff, which you just boil a pot of water, stick the head of the figure in there, and sometimes it will give way and move more easily. For me, I'm just leaving it as it is. I'm perfectly happy with them. These aren't really meant for articulation, or a lot of articulation anyway. Now when it comes to David here, aka the Kessler Wolf, the body's done really well. There's a nice bit of cartoonish hair. His nails are nice and sharp with a yellow brownish color to them. The palms of his feet and his hands are gray. Overall, the fur coloring is a brown with some dark wash within the hair. As far as the face goes and the head, that's done really well. He has a nice amount of gray in the forward part of his face. Those eerie yellow and red eyes, as well as the teeth. All done particularly well. The thing with this sculpt is you have to kind of nail the expression and nail the teeth for it to translate well, and they did that here. Rick Baker based that sculpture off of his own dog at the time. I wouldn't want to meet that dog in a dark alley. But he really meant the head particularly to only be seen briefly in the film. So he gave it this really sharp, animalistic sculpt, and big, prominent teeth, so they'd be captured well. And it's a really unique look for a werewolf. So yeah, we have, let's see, articulation again here. Very minimum. To me, it's almost pointless to have some of this. I think he should have been articulated in the head, and that's about it. But you do have shoulder articulation on this particular figure, and you do have head articulation. The problem there is this figure is only meant to be in a single pose, and it's the one that you have right out of the package. But, you know, that's okay. It's, you know, the line is cheap. I think I paid a total of $35 for this plus shipping, and they're well worth it. You know, I've always sort of championed the Toony Terrors line because they're something different. I love the ultimates that NECA do, but the simplified, sort of cutesy, cartoony look is also kind of fun, especially when it comes to horror. So I'm looking forward to what they do in the future. I know we've got the Hocus Pocus figures coming out, which I was never into that movie, so I likely won't buy those. But they do have the Killer Clowns line coming out. Totally getting those. And there's a few others like They Live. And so, yeah, I'm super excited what's to come. Super excited to spend less money. But anyway, hopefully you find these out in the wild. You can find them right now at Frightmare Toys. Or Frightmare Collectibles, I believe it is. I'm not sure who else is carrying them, so just keep your eyes peeled, and hopefully you'll enjoy them as much as I do. But until next time, well, I'll see you next time.